not ready. Alright folks, welcome to Town2weekly. I'm Mark Gorman with a special guest tonight. I have my brother here, Kevin Gorman. We're just going to wrap up politics for the week. We're going to talk about the debate, some other things going on with Stacey Dash and some celebrities supporting Romney and Obama. And also we're going to talk a little bit about the Paul Ryan Biden debate too. There's a little clip I wanted to share. So we'll get in, Kevin. Thank you for coming out.
Hey, no problem.
All
Glad
right.
to be here.
We'll start it off with Will. Did you watch the debate?
I did.
And what did you think?
Obama kind of came back, but who would want to call that a debate, though?
Well, it's interesting because they say Obama won the overall debate, but when they break it down to economics or overseas, foreign, and all that, Romney wins every time. And I think people are saying Obama won because they wanted him to win. They were happy.
Well, he won because his first performance was so abysmal that he was pathetic, and finally he came back normally like he should have been to begin with.
Yeah.
And that's why he won now.
Yep.
Because he should have been doing what he was supposed to be doing.
Yep.
And that's the only reason he won.
But he didn't win on logistics or actually knowing what he was talking about. He just won because people wanted him. That's how they wanted him.
Yeah, I mean, like Romney did a good job, but Obama, I guess they gave him the edge because his performance was probably 100% better from the first time.
Yeah.
So now that's why he looks like the better candidate. He looks like he did a better performance when Romney actually did a better performance, but he was so good at doing what he does that people didn't recognize that they were just so focused on Obama.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much why I believe he won it.
I think Romney did exactly what he needed to do. He didn't come out overly aggressive. He defended himself. Now, were there times he could have called Obama and say, look, you're lying.
Yeah.
But you know what? You can't catch everyone. And both of them are under so much stress doing that it's hard to see every lie out there. And both of them, they come out with facts that aren't true to what we expect to be true.
Yeah. And I mean, I know it sounds cliche to say hindsight 2020, but I mean, it's the truth. I'm sure Romney was watching the debate. He'd be like, oh man, well, I should have said this. I should have done that.
Right.
But when you're on the spotlight, on the camera, everything's off the cuff. You got to be quick on your feet. And, some people are good at it, some people aren't. And that's just the way it is.
No,
unfortunately, it determines a person whether they're going to be president or not. But anyway.
Well, it's all a pageant show. We're going to go ahead, Will, if you can play one of those videos we have from the debate. And it leads into my next topic about the debate. So let's go ahead and play that.
With respect to that quote, I think
sorry, wait, not that one. We're not there yet. Sorry, everybody. No, the one with the president and Mitt Romney debating. See, what happened is we turned a debate between two people into three people. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen this with the moderator getting involved too much. And let's go ahead and play that clip.
I think it's interesting the president just said something which is that on the day after the attack he went to the Rose Garden and said that this was an act of terror. You said in the Rose Garden the day after the attack it was an act of terror. It was not a spontaneous demonstration. Is that what you're saying?
Please proceed, Governor.
That's giving him a moment to think right
sure
there. Please proceed.
Because it took the president 14 days before he called the attack in Benghazi an act of terror.
Get the transcript.
He did in fact, sir. So let me call it an act of terror.
Can you say that a little louder, Candy?
He did call it an act of terror. It did as well take 2 weeks or so for the whole idea of there being a riot out there about this tape to come out. You're correct about that.
The administration indicated that this was a reaction to a video and was a spontaneous reaction. It took them a long time to say this was a terrorist act by a terrorist group.
Okay. So Kevin, with this being said and that moderator jumping in, first of all, whether Romney was right or wrong about his comments, she shouldn't step in. She's the moderator, the middle person in between the two. Her job is to give the questions, make sure people are staying to the topic and moving on. Now, it's interesting because she comes back later and says, oh, well, Romney was right, it's just his wording wasn't right. Well, you messed up the whole debate by injecting your opinion into it, which misleads the public that are watching. And then you see the audience clapping. Well, they're clapping because Obama's getting a helping hand, but really the whole point's being missed.
Well, it's the truth. It's not. She's not the one that's there to decide. She's not the one that's there to judge, to say whether either candidate is right or wrong. She's there to present the questions, to make sure they have the adequate, equal amount of time allotted, and to make sure it's a fair and impartial debate. But yet she's jumping in with her opinion, and it is her opinion. But I mean, it may be factual or not. But either way, she shouldn't be doing it. I think she overstepped her bounds, and she has no right to do that.
Right.
She should have just left it alone and let the people decide, instead of her trying to decide for the people.
Well, let's watch her backtrack on the debate.
Play it.
Yeah, go ahead and play it.
Governor, if you want to reply.
I'm sorry. No, the second video with her on CNN. You're going to have her on CNN saying that Mitt Romney was right with his comments.
Bring in Candy, though. Candy, because this was a moment which obviously now both campaigns are going to be focusing on. You tell us your thoughts during that moment.
Well, again, I heard the president's speech at the time. I sort of reread a lot of stuff about Libya because I knew we'd probably get a Libya question, so I kind of wanted to be up on it. So I knew that the president had said, these acts of terror won't stand, or whatever the whole quote was. And I think actually, because right after that, I did turn around and say, but you're totally correct, that they spent 2 weeks telling us this was about a tape, and that there was this riot outside the Benghazi consulate, which there wasn't. So he was right in the main. I just think he picked the wrong word, and they're going to parse, and we all know about what the definition of is.
That's
but
the definition of is. All right, we're good. We can.
It's all semantics. It's all about a word, and each candidate can argue back and forth till they're blue in the face. I mean, I honestly believe that yes, he didn't want to say it was a terrorist attack. He was afraid to. He didn't want to upset the Muslim world, and he wanted to blame it on the video. I mean, it was convenient for him. But now, like in hindsight, 2-3 weeks away from the September 11th attack on the Benghazi
Yep.
consulate, now he's backtracking because, of course, most of the country are in favor of, okay, well, let's stand up to these guys that are attacking us.
Yeah.
And now it's politically advantage. It's advantageous for him now to say, okay, well, it's a terrorist attack.
Yep.
And it's not going to put him in jeopardy because, I mean, that's just how it goes. It's all politics.
Honestly, I think this debate, it was very interesting to see them. I mean, they were almost, there's points where they were getting up and walking towards each other like they were getting ready to fight, which I know a lot of Americans would probably rather see than listen to them talk for an hour and a half. But, I really don't think this debate specifically had that much influence on voters, especially independents. There was nothing really that grabbed independents out there. Obama was talking to the Democrats. Mitt Romney, for the most part, was talking to the Republicans. There was no, let's get these independents in here and show them that we're for them too. Yeah. I didn't feel that. That was my personal opinion.
I agree. But the thing with independence is that I think is, I mean, really, I don't consider myself a Republican or Democrat. But yet, you have a person. It's one or the other. And no matter, regardless if you're independent, libertarian, if it came down to it, and, after you voted and your vote didn't count, and you had two people to choose from, you're going to have somebody to choose from.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I mean, even independents, like today I saw a bumper sticker, Independence for Obama. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you're probably just a Democrat to begin with, and you just don't want to call yourself a Democrat. But at the same time, you always supported Obama. And it's not like anything has really changed for you. And I think the only people that are independents are probably Obama supporters that actually see his failure and are thinking, okay, well, maybe we should start voting for a real change. I mean,
Yes.
we've had the same thing for 4 years, and it's getting worse, and it's not the change that we were expecting or hoping for.
Well, it's
And I think that's why they're becoming independents, is because they don't want to call themselves Republicans, and at the same time they might vote for Romney, but yet they're not going to tell anybody about it.
well, if you're an independent support one person, then you're not an independent, like you said. And in the debate, there was a question of, Mr. President, I voted for you 4 years ago. What are you trying to do to get me enthusiastic about voting for you again? And you know, Obama went around with his different, like, yeah, things are bad, things are better, blah 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 blah. And then Mitt Romney got up there and looked at the guy and said, look, you voted for Obama 4 years ago. Things haven't gotten better. And if you want to vote for him again, that's fine, but you want to know what it's going to be like his last 4 years. That's what you can expect.
Yeah.
Things are not going to get better because of the way he's doing things. And we got more people coming in the chat room. Remember, if you're watching the recorded version, we always do blogtv.com/people/Town2weekly, sorry. So, and if you're in the chat room, you can always chat in. We have a phone number. You can call in at any time. We have Will Davis answering the phones. The phone number is 678-395-8609. That's 678-395-8609. We're talking about the presidential debate right now, the last one that just happened. If you have any comments, please join us at any time. So, with that being said, okay, has there been anything, Kevin, in your opinion, that Obama is going to do different? We played on a couple of weeks ago on one of our shows. We took and I think you've seen it or heard it, Obama Now and Then.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Obama Now and Then. It was everything he said in 2008, and he's repeating it now in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing different from
Right.
what he's, right.
Right.
What are you campaigning on?
Right. No, I mean, honestly, nothing. I mean, there's nothing. You know, it's like what they say. It's the economy, the country. It's like an oil tanker, an aircraft carrier. You can't just turn it around. And you know, he's giving all these hopes to people that he's going to jump on ship, grab the wheel, and suddenly just start turning it around.
Yeah.
And the thing is that it's just impossible. I mean, I believe it's impossible for either candidate. But yet, at the same time, you know, working as a small business person, self-employed, I work for a lot of wealthy clients who have small businesses.
Yeah.
And, you know, they express a lot of their concerns with me about Obama being reelected because, you know, they're holding on to their assets, they're holding on to their investments.
Yeah.
They're afraid to, you know, reinvest into the economy and grow their wealth again. They're just holding on to everything. And that concerns me as a self-employed individual. But I see their concern because by no means am I, you know, rich or upper middle class. I mean,
Yeah.
I might be lower middle class if I'm lucky, but I just see it from their perspective, and you know, that's how it affects me, and that's how I think if Romney was to win, I would think it would be more mental influence on them to where they'll say, okay, well, maybe now the country's going to turn around, that we can actually do something.
Right. Well, Taylor Bigface in the chat room brought up a good point about the debate. You know, Obama made a comment towards, I can't remember the full clip, and don't quote me, but the whole debate got up between each other's pensions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who brought it up or how it got brought up, and then Obama was trying to claim that Romney had investments in China and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then Romney's like, well, have you seen your pension? Have you seen your pension?
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, no, not as much as you probably have because yours is bigger. You know, and Obama did the throwback at you liberal talk. And it was funny because, like, Taylor Bigface, and I haven't proven this, and it probably is true, but Obama's pension is bigger.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised because you're the president of the United States, and people don't understand when you run for president or when you have a blind trust. You don't have access to your pension because you can't go in there and say, put 1 million stocks in big Burger King because you know something's going to happen. it's a mistrust. It's a leading thing. So as president, you have to have something being.
Well,
controlling.
I mean, regardless of the fact, the thing is, it's not like you say, okay, I'm looking at my paperwork, investments in China. The thing is, we have a global economy. Even the iPod, it was made in China.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have stock in iPod, then you have stock in China.
Yeah.
I mean, anything, the clothes we're wearing, they're all made in China.
It's proven that Obama has stock
It's our
in
global
China too.
economy. You can't attack Romney for that. Yeah, he might have Chinese companies, but at the same time, every one of us have some sort of vested interest in the Chinese economy because they're the ones with the factories producing our goods.
Yep.
And I mean, you can't get away from that. It's just the fact of the matter. And the thing is, that's how our economy is. I mean, if you want to pay, an iPod, say $200. If you want to pay $500, fine. Then go get the union in Michigan and Ohio to make it for you, and then you won't be sending those jobs overseas.
Okay.
I mean, so no matter what, all of our economy thrives on the Chinese economy, the Indian economy, Taiwanese, all over the world. Our cars, I mean, we have German cars, British cars, everything. It's just a global economy. I mean,
that's
there's
why I
nothing
would
you can
love
argue against it.
The fair tax, I believe it would bring back economy. And like they say, if you sit there and say, all right, people who have money outside the country, we're not going to tax you if you bring it back in. Penalty free, you have a month. Bring all your money back in. Imagine the overflowing of money that comes in. And rich people might be bad and whatever people think. But you know what? Who buys the things? Who pays for the workers? Mm-hmm. It's the rich people. So we might not agree on everything, but damn it, they're paying for my salary, so I'm happy with that. Will, you got something over there?
Yeah, we were talking about this debate, and this is a great topic, and I know we will have more to come, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, Monday's the next debate, so we wanted to talk about this one.
But you know what I would love to see is an actual true debate. I mean, yes, it was a nice Q&A. Granted, there was selective individuals there that had selective questions for both parties. And honestly, I just feel, in my deepest opinion, it was not fair. As you could see on the talk times, let's call a horse. Somebody had, more talk time than the other.
Or someone was interrupted more than the other person.
That's true. And what I would love to see too, especially with Town2weekly and especially what we're doing here, I would love to challenge them. You know what? If they want a true debate, let's bring them to a place to actually have a debate. Yeah. And what better yet than what we're doing here for Town2weekly. Mm-hmm. And I challenge not only them, but I challenge other like governors, mayors, city officials. Hey, if you want to speak about this and speak about the future, bring it in here and let's talk about it. Yeah. I just feel that the debate system within itself. I've seen some really good debates. I just think the last debate was.
If you watch it, you can see Obama like nodding to Notary, like, okay, his time's up. Shut him up.
Well, I mean, I think they're just in their own, like, they're incubated. They're in their own little world. It's portrayed by the media. I mean, really, honestly, if they wanted to debate, they would get down and dirty with the regular citizens like us. Yeah. I mean, we're not experts. We're not pundits.
A true town hall.
I mean, you guys are. I'm not. I'm just a new guy here. But I mean, we're all people with opinion. We pay taxes. We work hard, and we are the people that elect them.
And you know what? I'm very happy that you're here because that's what Town2weekly is about. It's about bringing local people in and voicing opinions.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what it truly counts. If we go to the media, well, guess what? They are left wing and right wing. Yeah. You pick a media source, they're going to have their favorites. They're going to upsell their favorites. Yeah. But looking at the past and looking at the debate, I think Obama kind of went a little strong. He came out a little bit better than the.
I can see why they thought he won, but I don't think he won.
I mean, I was expecting it. I said to Mark before the debate, I was like, well, he's either going to come out really strong and overcompensate for his last performance, or kind of stay in the middle. But I think if he stayed in the middle, then he just kind of would have get glossed over. Yeah. Like the first one, saying that he wasn't strong enough. Well, I mean, I was expecting. I knew it would happen.
Well, I wasn't here last week, so I didn't get a chance to talk about it. And I just want to bring up one thing, or maybe a couple. But the Joe Biden, Paul Ryan, a.k.a. Batman, or Robin and the Joker debate. This was a good one. Let's go ahead and play that. I don't know how long this clip is, but we'll play what we have.
And with respect to that quote, I think the vice president very well knows that sometimes the words don't come out of your mouth the right way.
Hold on, wait for it. Wait for it.
I always say what I mean.
Bam. I always say what I mean. Joe Biden himself. They're going to put you back in chains. I always say what I mean. Or the time he told that war veteran, go ahead, stand up. Oh God, I'm sorry, everybody. Don't everybody else stand up for him. I say what I mean. Joe Biden. I cannot stand Joe Biden. He's there 100% for a laughing matter. I love to watch him and laugh at him. That's pretty much it.
Well, it's kind of like when Bush was as president, it was Bushism. Now I guess it's Bidenism.
Bidenism, yeah, yeah. Where's the media making fun of Biden? They were on Bush every day, like
yeah, and I mean that was funny.
The way he said nuclear weapons or fool me once, never get fooled again.
Yeah, I mean that was funny. I
laughed at it. But now that it's Biden and Obama's a puppet,
yeah, it's like nobody wants to say anything at all about it. It's just like they gloss over it. Like okay,
I swear when
it's
I was
just
watching
right wing media attacking
nuclear. But like I am not one to make fun of people the way they talk because God knows I mess up a lot. And the funny thing about it though is watching that debate, it was watching Robin and the Joker. I mean everything Paul Ryan said, Biden found funny.
Yeah. And
it was so disrespectful to the extent that it was like he was drunk.
Yeah.
You know, it was like he got drunk before he showed up and was like, I don't care. And you know, you can see when you go back and watch the clips.
He's like Uncle Biden, like your drunk uncle that you don't want people to see.
Well, it's funny because it's like, well, it's not funny. It's disappointing that.
Well, yeah,
Paul
I mean,
Ryan's
it's not
about,
funny that
he's
he's
talking about the
Benghazi
Benghazi attack, and here's he that's not true.
Yeah.
I mean, what's he watching Sesame Street and another monitor while the debate's going on?
So I guess my ADD is kicking in because this microphone reminds me of being in Nashville again. If I could sing, I'd sing for you. All right, so.
All right. Let's see. Well, that's pretty much it. What I had for the VP debate. I wanted to follow up on that. Will, you got something?
Well, just to let you know, we're going to be actually taking calls.
Okay, great.
Some people that are actually mentioning that they wish to call in.
Well, yeah, if you want to call in, our phone number is 678-395-8609. We're getting the phone lines ready to go here in a minute, so hopefully we'll have a few extra calls in. But again, that's 678-395-8609. We're talking about the presidential debate, the VP debate, the one coming up if you want to talk about. We're also going to talk about celebrities that support Romney Ryan, and Biden Obama. So again, call in if you want.
And when you call in, please ask for Mark.
Like I said, we have special guest Kevin Gorman here today, and don't forget to check out our websites. It's town2weekly.com, and it's also facebook.com/tab now. Kevin is the one who actually helped me start that, so we're trying to push it and get it going. Okay, so
yeah, I mean, I helped you start it. You know, I'm more behind the scenes kind of guy. I don't like being in the limelight.
Well, we're going to change
being in
that.
the background.
We'll get you out there.
Just kind of doing things from
now to
the
cover
other side of that camera right there.
Well, one day we'll get Will on this side of the camera too, so he can join us all.
If it can fit.
Hey, Will, can you grab my Gatorade for me?
So, Kevin, before we start the show today, I was looking up the different celebrities that support the different candidates, and to me that's interesting. I don't really get into the whole celebrity gossip and all that, but I do like to see, because unfortunately celebrities have that power where all they have to say is I support Obama, and then it's like a big blanket of supporters.
Yeah, I know.
So I like to see, and I was on a website that had the top 10 donors for Obama and Romney, but Romney didn't have any interesting celebrities, so I had to do some more research to find independent celebrities who haven't donated as much. But Morgan Freeman reportedly gave $1 million to a pro-Obama super PAC. Okay. Surprised you or not? Yes or nesh? Yay or nay? Bill Maher, of course, repeatedly worth estimated $23 million, is described as his. He gave $1 million to a political contribution as the wisest investment I think I could make. That's a quote from Bill Maher. And we have, let's see, Tom Hanks. $35,800 to Obama PAC, and he also gave $30,000 to the Democrat National Committee. Are you surprised? Honestly, it's
No, I mean any Hollywood celebrity. I'd be surprised if they gave stuff to Romney. I mean,
yeah.
you can name any Hollywood celebrity and donating to Obama. And
Well, we got on the Romney ticket, we got Dirty Job star Mike Rowe supporting him, and that's pretty cool.
that's good. I like Mike Rowe.
He's quoted as saying, "People say politics is a dirty job, but luckily for Mitt Romney, he's bringing in an expert who's
And
used
the
to
shovel.
rolling up his sleeves."
The shovel.
Yes, Mr. President, we have somebody who's shovel ready to go. We're gonna dig you out of the White House.
Yeah.
But he's talking about bringing in Paul Ryan. So before we move on, Will, you got anything for us?
Wait, I just want to say Honey Boo. Oh, not Honey Boo. Honey Boo.
Honey Boo Boo. Honey Boo Boo is supporting Obama, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yay! Nobody cares.
Hopefully a lot of people.
Hopefully that will turn off votes for Obama.
Yeah.
We got something going on.
We possibly have a phone call from Jason.
Jason,
Okay.
all right. Can't show up to the show, but he'll show up to talk. All right. Is he ready to go, or are we still waiting on him? Okay, well, I'm going to move on to one more thing. Stacey Dash. Stacey Dash.
It's like 2 snaps in a circle.
2 snaps and a pop. All right. She is a very attractive. I think she's mixed. She's maybe black and Hispanic, if I'm not mistaken. But she was
African American and Latino.
Yeah, I'm not politically correct.
Yeah.
I call them as I see
You
them.
don't want to offend her. No.
No,
That's-
yeah.
Get it right.
But she is a black person for the most part.
And beautiful.
Mixed and very, very beautiful. Yes.
Yeah.
She put out a tweet: "Vote for Romney, the only choice for our future." Hashtag Mitt Romney, hashtag vote, and all that stuff.
But I mean, let's tell people what movies she was in.
Clueless, yeah, she was in
If
Clueless.
you don't recognize the name, she was in Clueless.
Yeah. And,
Um,
she was in Clueless, and unfortunately, because she's a black actress, she was, she was given a hard time for her comments, and she's just coming out. This is my humble opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is entitled to one, which she is.
yeah.
You're voting.
Well, that's the. That's the thing. As individuals, we have a right to our opinion, and we're entitled to it, no matter, regardless of where we're from, where we come, what color we are, and that's the beauty of our country. I mean, that's what diversity is all about.
Well, she made the opinion, to somebody on Twitter that she was called all kinds of names and things like I don't even want to say them.
And
and it's ridiculous. And she said, look, you're voting for Obama because he's black. Well, that's stupid. She said, I'm voting for Mitt Romney because of the content of
it'd
his
be like
character.
us saying we're voting for Mitt Romney because he's white.
Yeah, and she said, I'm voting for him because of the content of his character, what he represents.
Exactly.
And, I wish more people were like that.
It's exactly how it should be.
Yeah, look, the whole pride thing is gone. Okay, we voted for Obama in 2008 because he was black. I don't hold you against that. That's fine. You did it. We're moving on. It's 2012. Let's vote.
And the thing is, he's biracial. Media never says that. I mean, if he was like Herman Cain as a conservative black man, 100% black, he would be considered, Uncle Tom.
Yeah.
But Obama, if Obama was a Republican, a conservative, he would be considered a white person.
Yep. Okay, now I think we're gonna. Is he ready?
Okay, we have 2 callers. The first caller is going to be Jason.
Okay.
Just a minute, let me.
Great. Oh, Scott Baio is on the Romney ticket yet?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he came here.
Chuck
Jason's
Norris, of course. Jason, you there?
Hello.
Hello. What's going on, man?
Hello.
How are you doing?
Obama, that's what's going on.
Obama.
Hey,
Not for long, hopefully.
Turn it towards this way.
hey guys, doing a great job on the show tonight. I wanted to call in and let you know that I pre-early voted.
Okay, cool.
Great. And who did you vote for?
People out there, it's quick lines. Get in, get out, make your vote count.
Yes.
Who did you vote for, by the way?
Well, if you watch the show, I'm pretty sure you can take a guess.
Did you vote for Mitt Romney because he's black? Or because he's not black? Sorry.
It's just like that interview they had on the street, about Paul Ryan being black and
Yeah.
nominee for Obama.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, my vote went for Romney because guys, we're screwed if he gets 4 more years.
We are.
I watched that video 2016 last night. I hope everybody gets out and pays that $1.20 at Redbox to watch. It's a great movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you apparently today, if you walked up to the voting place with a walker, they let you right in. Did you do that or not?
Do what now?
Did you use a walker to get past the line, or did you wait in line?
No, I waited, but up here in Barrow County, where it's pretty much me versus the cows, I was able to get in and out.
Talk about you versus other people. What about the debate with Mitt Romney versus Obama and the mediator?
Yeah, the second debate really kind of, Obama came with fire this time around, most definitely, but he did not win on substance. I did not think at all. When he got back in the corner on the oil issue, he flat out lied to the American people and would not give the truthful answer that he has cut oil production on government-owned land. When you look at the Benghazi incident, again, yes, Obama used the words act of terror in the Rose Garden speech, if you go back and look at it, but it's at the very end of the speech. And he didn't call it an act of terrorism. He said an act of terror would not destroy the American people.
Right.
But he did not call that a terrorist attack.
Yeah.
He went 2 weeks claiming that it was a video.
Yeah.
And again, that moderator on the show, it's like Romney was debating to Obama.
Yep. And if the person's wrong, let them be wrong. Let the people decide. But don't try and support one person over the other.
Well, it bothers me with these moderators in these debates because, a moderator is to make sure that each candidate gets the right, amount of time, and they actually throw out questions, but they're never supposed to sit there and fact check, right as the debate's going on when you don't know the facts.
Right. Exactly.
And that's exactly what she did. She tried to call Romney out to make him look bad, and then she comes after the debate, like 30 minutes later, and said, you know what? Obama didn't say that I was wrong in saying that. And it's like, you know what? But the perception of the American people that are watching that debate, based off your little fact checker,
it's too late.
Right.
Yeah. There's only about 10% watching afterwards, after the debate.
Well, Jason, if you want to stick around, we're going to put you back to Will. We have somebody else who wants to talk real quick. Unless you're in a
All
hurry.
right, guys. Hey, keep up the good work.
I appreciate it.
And get out the vote. You got to keep telling them, get out the vote right now.
Get out the vote. Yep, that's correct.
That's right.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Okay, Jason. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, who we got coming up?
Crabtree. Crabtree is on the line joining us today. Crabtree.
You there?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Crabtree.
What's on your mind tonight?
What's on my mind? One of the biggest things that got me among a lot of things about the debate was definitely when the two candidates started talking about the Second Amendment. Since I am a law enforcement officer, I see on a daily basis the need to protect that Second Amendment right. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous that Obama is talking about a assault rifle ban or a large capacity magazine ban. Right.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is, why didn't he do a ban on the Mexican border when he put those guns across?
Exactly. It's completely ridiculous. He's almost contradicting himself in what he did and in what he's saying.
Well, what was it during the Clinton era? I mean, they had a ban on assault rifles, and basically they had a chart of all the different type of guns, and the politicians would just sit there and point to each gun, whichever looked bad, and say, okay, that's a bad one, we don't need that on the streets. And it could have been like a Tech 9 or something there.
And as our friend knows, and again, I appreciate you being a police officer. I understand how hard it is being out there. And a gun's a gun. I don't care what it looks like or how it acts.
Yeah. I mean, at 22, like a kid with 22 can kill somebody. It doesn't matter. I mean,
and Crabtree, you treat a gun no matter what it looks like, and even if it's a water gun, you don't know until you can prove it's not, right?
Exactly.
So, are you gonna early vote this time, or are you gonna wait until election day? I find it fun to wait.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait till election day just to wait and do it then.
Cool. And what about the debate? Anything else about it that you liked or didn't like or stuck out to you?
I mean, obviously, one of the craziest things was the fact that it really wasn't a two-man debate. It was Obama and this narrator versus Mitt Romney, and it's ridiculous because it's not fair, and everyone knows it. But they're throwing the Republican candidate under the bus unfairly.
I think that's pretty much the general consensus.
I think Will's got one thing before we let you go. What's that, Will?
I was just basically mentioning, and Crabtree, this is also going for you as well. We have a lot of people in the chat room today, and some CDO for Jesus is actually saying, didn't the UN small arms ban pass? Also, of course, guns don't kill, people do. It's a tool like a hammer or a knife or even your own fingers.
Well, I'm going to comment on that one, but I'll let Crabtree go ahead with his statement.
No, I mean, I've seen people been hurt and been killed with not just guns. I mean, like you said, it can be your fingers, it can be a hammer, it can be a knife, and trying to say that it's just trying to say that cars are a reason for DUIs. It's not. The person drinking is the reason for a DUI, not the car. And if someone uses a gun to kill someone, it's not the gun's fault, it's the person's fault. Exactly. So I'll let you guys take it from here, but I appreciate you having me on.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you. Thanks for calling.
We'll see you.
Yeah, exactly. I saw a post the other day, and it said, if guns kill people, then do thumb drives start hackers, do knives commit butchers or whatever. And it's ridiculous, that whole gun argument.
I was like on was it Happy Gilmore with Billy Madison? The guys are in the shirt. It says, "Guns don't kill people. I kill people."
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny and it's entertaining, but at the same time, it's the truth. It really is the truth. I mean, in Ireland, where we're from, we were born, the police don't even have guns. There might be what they call a special branch. They would have guns, but at the same time, people are still getting shot daily, and it's only the criminals that are shooting each other or shooting innocent civilians with guns because they're the ones that are smuggling guns into the country. And that's just exactly what's going to happen. I mean, the thing is, like Kennesaw passed a law saying that every homeowner, a few years back, every homeowner, had to have a gun in their home. And that has one of the lowest crime rates in the country. Even the NRA, they wrote in their magazine, wrote an article about it. I think maybe 6 years ago.
No, you're saying they had to have a gun?
Yeah, every homeowner.
I think that's wrong, though. I don't think you should be forced.
Well, I don't think you should be forced, but the point is, it just proves to you that for people who are, willing to commit crimes against innocent people, they're of course not going to go into Kennesaw and do it. They're going to go to the city adjacent to it.
And real quick on that, CD04 Jesus, Australia banned guns, and their crime rate has gone much higher, which is true because the only people who have guns are going to be the criminals and the police, because criminals at that point don't care.
No.
They're already criminals. Why would they? Oh, I can't bring a gun.
Yeah, I mean, they're not abiding the law to begin with. Why would they start abiding the law?
There's been many times when I've gone to a place with my gun and said, oh, there's a sign that says no guns allowed. I would go back and put it in my car because I didn't want to bring it in and get in trouble because I'm not a criminal. But you think a criminal is going to stop and say, oh, I better not bring this gun in here. Will, did you have something?
Well, also talking about gun control and everything else, and just to the newer viewers that just came on,
sure.
We're talking about Second Amendment.
We're talking about Second Amendment because it was mentioned in the debate. So we're covering the debate. If we can go off topic if you want, but go ahead. No, you're fine.
It's also talking about too is on the defense. I used to be a cop myself, and with a weapon, anything that's a hostile object, anything you're going to get hurt from. I mean, what's next? They're going to ban knives or links of knives. I mean, guns. For myself, is a form of protection, is a form of defense, especially nowadays. Think about all the break-ins that we have, or what about home invasions? I mean, you hear that left and right on the news.
I mean, 9/11, for example, they had box cutters, just simple razor blades. Yeah. And look at all the damage that was done during that. I mean, that's just...
How unfortunate would it have been if the Founding Fathers literally meant bare arms?
Well, I think I might have that covered.
Everybody has the right to hang bare arms in their own house.
I mean, the thing is, our prison system, in jail, correctional facilities, people are getting killed no matter what. No matter what. They have shanks, they'll make it out. They get a fork, they'll grind it on the stone, wrap it with duct tape, and still stab people to death. I mean, it doesn't...
A weapon's a weapon.
Yeah, I mean, you can kill anybody with anything.
I'm sorry, if you want to feel safe in this country, the only way to do it, and I hate it that I can't quote the president, he said, if you want to feel totally, absolutely free, we'll put you in jail. Safe, we'll put you in jail. That's the only way you're going to feel free. Freely safe. I keep mixing
up.
I know. But it's just one of those things that at some point you have to take personal responsibility, and you have to stop letting the government control everything you do. Just like in schools, they're banning Cheetos because they're not healthy. Hot Cheetos, the spicy ones, because apparently they're harder on your stomach because of the spices, and plus they get the red on your hands and they mess up the school. That's what they're saying, and I got to a little heated debate about this, and I'm like, I don't want the school parenting my kids.
Well,
I want them teaching my kids.
you can forget about it with Obamacare because now anything unhealthy is going to be against the law because the government is taking care of our health care.
Yeah. For Jesus, what I was trying to say is we'll lock you up in a jail cell and we won't let you out ever, period, and then you'll feel safe.
Yeah.
You know, at what point does your safety override your freedom? Give me freedom over
Well,
safety.
it's like the definition of communism. I mean, what's it? It's absence of conflict. I mean, it's peace.
Yeah.
You know, you'd like to live in a society where it's peaceful.
Everybody would.
But that's communism. You know, you need that conflict. You need that the energy, the diversity to compete with each other, to strive to make a better community.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it is communistic, or you might as well be institutionalized in some correctional facility.
Yep, I agree.
Another thing about schools is I was driving by a school today and I saw a drug-free zone. I'm thinking, okay, are you going to drive by a school and have a sign say, okay, this is a drug zone?
Well, it's like
I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, think about it. It probably costs like $1,000 just to put that sign up by some government workers. I mean, really, do we need to see that? I mean,
well,
are
it's true,
kids
it's
bringing
true.
heroin to
Okay,
school?
if you're a drug dealer and you're driving by, or you do drugs and you drive by and you're like, oh, I'm high, I better turn around and get out of this area. There's a drug-free zone. Oh no, it's stupid. It's just.
It is. I mean, it's mindless government waste. It's just government money, and all it does is make those busybody housewives dropping their little kids off, making them feel good. Like, ooh, I drive by a sign every day that says drug-free school zone. Yet you drop off your 13, 14-year-old son and daughter, and they're probably smoking a joint out the back and taking LSD from their friend. I mean,
Yeah. Well, it's funny because it's like parents are so worried today about having kids. If you think back in the 1800s, 1700s, people would have 12 kids because they knew 6 of them were going to die.
Exactly.
But nowadays, we're worried about our one little precious kid, and we should be, yes, but at what point do you let government worry about them? You know, we gotta let them fly.
It's your job as a parent to raise them. It's your responsibility, and then when they get old enough to move on, it's then their responsibility.
I think Will's got something over here.
I got a couple things.
Okay.
First off, you know, like with the schools, you think that's ridiculous. What about all those ridiculous lawsuits that are coming about and the county, city, or state has to pay out because of something very, very stupid? But
talking about like when the woman sued because McDonald's coffee was hot and it didn't say caution hot in the coffee and it spilled on her lap.
Well, but looking at those facts, though, you know, we don't have all the documents in front of us. But
of course,
from what I was told, it was pretty bad burns.
Yeah.
And they've had multiple complaints.
Oh my God, hot coffee.
But and another thing too is what I would like to see. You know what's so unique and so different? Here we are, politicians have law degrees. You know, there are law experts. You know, some of them used to be attorneys or are attorneys. And what's so unique about it? I would like to see a system when we pass laws, just like when you go into court and you know you're before a jury. What if they actually said, you know what, let's get 12 people in front of this law and see what they think as the people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I know. I mean, from my understanding, I think that in the state of Georgia, if I was caught with some marijuana in my car and I went to the courtroom and there was a jury of my peers in front of me and they were to say, well, do you find him guilty or not? If 12 of them disagreed with that law, I mean, as far as I know, they can say they disagree with it and I will be found innocent.
Right. Well, Taylor, big face. We know, I don't think Will was implying that every politician or whoever said every politician is a lawyer, but to go back,
I mean, the majority, I mean, I don't disagree with that.
Well,
they're not farmers like they used to be.
Okay, we got Green Party in the room. Welcome, Green Party. But before we go on, I just want to remind everybody that we do like for you to call into the show. The number is 678-395-8609. Right now, we're going on to the topic about politicians, which is a topic that I love to talk about because I've been there. I've done that. I ran for office. I had fun doing it, but God, it was miserable.
Good job. Congratulations.
And Kevin was there with me. Kevin was big help with my team. We were out there putting signs up and meeting people. I mean, we went to the park and Kevin was pushing my flowers like they were crack. You know, he's like, take one. You know, and it was great. We had fun, but
just try one hit, man. Just try one hit.
Just read one sentence, you'll be hooked. But the great part about it is that, people like me that run don't get recognized like they should, and unfortunately, because we don't have the money, we don't have the pull, we don't have the knowledge that other people do when they do it, and it sucks because that's how we get those always lawyer type people in there that run because they know, not because they're doing it for $1,700 a year or $17,000 a year. They're doing it because they can benefit their business and their friends' businesses.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's all about networking, and I mean, for the majority of them, they are looking out for themselves. I mean, that's when you boil it down to human nature. I mean, really, you are number one, numero uno.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just natural instinct to do that. But we do have people like us. We're just regular Joes hanging around talking about politics and our opinions, and it's great that you actually did it. I mean, you stood up and you said, instead of sitting around complaining about it, I'm actually going to do something about it, you know, and that inspires me. I think it inspires a lot of people.
And definitely, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
It took I would say, courage and it was your first attempt. I hope it's not your last.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
I'll put you on the voting ballot any day.
It's too much bite in this dog.
But I'm very proud that you did that. And most people, they always say, I wish I could run or anything like that. And you took it and you ran with it. And I hope next time you get elected, you get in that office and experience what all the other politicians experience, which is probably a nice task.
Well, let me point something out. I'm all up for Green Party. I'm all up for talking about third party politics, and that's fine. Just let's remember, we won't kick you out. Just be respectful. If somebody wants to talk about Jesus or whatever, or any other topic, I don't care. It's a free chat room. Just we'll be more than happy to talk about any topic. Just let's not get onto each other just because of somebody's beliefs.
Yeah, I mean, just be respectful.
Be respectful to each other.
But, I mean, we all have varying, opinions, and that's what it's all about.
We come from Ireland. It's is it a 5-party system?
Probably like 15.
Yeah, there's
it's a lot. It's more than two.
It's not. I mean, it's not like they have the Democrat, Republican, and all these other parties. No, when you go to the ballot, it's a legitimate different parties on the ballot.
Labor Party, Sinn Féin, Fine Gael.
Yeah. And in America, unfortunately, you have these 2-party systems, and that's what it is, plain and simple. Because in Georgia, you cannot run as a third-party candidate. I mean, you got to push mountains and depart the sea to get to that third-party ballot, because you have to have so many signatures and so much money to get your name out there. And it's unfortunate because there are some great third-party people that have some great ideas that we can all benefit from, but because they're so shunned upon and pushed away, they don't feel like getting involved. And the only way, if you're a third-party person, is to get on the Democrat-Republican ticket. And to them, it feels like they're disrespecting themselves and what they believe in. And I don't blame them. If you're a libertarian, you don't want to get on the Republican ticket because you're not a Republican.
Yeah, and you'd feel it'd be like saying a Republican getting on the Democrat ticket.
Yeah, just to get voted, and they don't want to do that.
It was Green Party. I mean, obviously you're from the Green Party, and you know what? I think that's great. I mean, I really do. I think that the Green Party should be on the ballot. It should be up front. It should be in the media, because then that's more competition. We shouldn't. Right now we have a monopoly. It's like cable or satellite. Yeah. There's no other. I mean, yeah, of course you have internet, but still you gotta have that. You have to have cable to get the internet. But I mean, it's a monopoly. We have a monopoly party, and I'd like to see libertarians out there more. I'd like to see anything. I mean, Green Party get out there more.
Yeah, I mean, they all have great ideas. Because do I agree with them all? No, I don't even agree with the Republican Democrats.
There's over 300 million people in this country. We're not divided 50-50 down the middle. Yeah. You can't say this half is Republican, this half is Democrat. I mean, I'd say only 10% of the population are actually will say they're Republican and Democrat. Yeah. I think we have a lot more independents, a lot more third party.
Well, what's your opinion over there? You look very congested. I know it's a very interesting chat room. I'd like to remind you, if you're watching the show recorded, we do keep an active chat room going on, and you're more than welcome to join in at any time. We're usually here on Mondays at 7. Sometimes it's been a little different. We're trying to get different shows and see what works better for everybody else. But we send out, if you subscribe to our show, at the bottom or the top or wherever it is, we can let you know when the show starts, before time and on time.
want to just also remind, we're on also iTunes now. You
Yes.
can get our shows and subscribe to our shows.
We are being podcasted.
I find this extremely interesting. I just wish, it's just fair. Fair's across the board.
Yeah.
You hear in the last debate, you hear people standing up and talking about women's rights, about equality of pay. Yeah. Where is that?
Yeah.
I haven't been to a job yet where I haven't seen where it's not equal.
Yeah.
But maybe it's out there. But I just thought it was interesting. I also looking at from the debate, and I hate to go off topic on you, but here's something I wanted to spring at you.
Fine.
Is what's going on overseas with Russia and China?
Mm-hmm.
And do you think there's something to be worried about there? I mean, you see the president so concerned with his own re-election, but yet you see these things sparking up in the background, and really there's no light being shed in that background.
Yeah. Well, it's unfortunate, and it's like that time Obama was talking to I think it was the president of Russia at the time.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll have more flexibility when after this election. It's like, get to me then and we'll talk about it. It's like, what are you going to talk about? What's going on? I mean, we should always be worried about every other country. I mean, that's just plain simple. We're America, and we can't be the police of the world, but we can protect our own borders. At the time, that's how I feel.
No, I mean, of course, especially China. I mean, they practically own us, and we have an adversarial, or however you say it, their adversary, but yet we do have, we trade with them and we have economic bonds with them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we can't let them gain more power because, you could hate America. But really, would you rather have China be the superpower of the world or Russia? Yeah. At that fact, because Russia, of course, you got Vladimir Putin, and they have all that natural gas reserve in there, and they're definitely taking over a lot of the eastern part of the world, and that is something to be looked at. And I think it's interesting that you brought it up because as Americans in this country, we are consumed by local politics and national politics, that we do need to look at what's going on in the rest of the world, especially Greece and Spain and their economies, because a lot of their actions are affecting us or how we're going to deal with them, especially with our candidates coming up and who gets reelected, how we're going to learn from their mistakes. Yeah. And I think it is very important.
So, did you have anything else to add on that, Will?
Well,
as far as the Russia,
also looking at it too is, from what I've seen too, I just wish they would talk more of our debt. I mean, wow, it's ever growing, and I hate pointing fingers.
I hate pointing fingers at people.
It's Bush administration that did it, but if we look at the numbers don't lie.
But I mean, Bush did put money on the credit card.
The cards don't lie.
It's true. Bush did put money on the credit card, and Obama gave him such a hard time about it, and then here he is putting $6 trillion more on it.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, they all did. I didn't agree with Bush when he did it, and it was especially with the whole Patriot Act, and he was under it was all umbrella of the war against terrorism, and that he was able to, get away with it. And I think a lot of people did stand up against him, especially Democrats, but. Well, I mean, I didn't agree with it. I felt some of it was necessary, but then I thought it was just as bad when Obama, because Bush did it under a defense or offense, perspective, and then now Obama's doing it under like an economic perspective, as far as the little man, the welfare state.
Now, well, let's go one more thing. I like to remind everybody we're Town2weekly.com or Facebook.com/tab now. We do a show. We try and do one a week. We're trying to get 2 a week. See what depends on what's going on in the world. We do have a phone number. It's 678-395-8609. So if you're watching the show live, you can always call in. Will answer your phone call and we'll get you on the show.
And we have a special celebrity guest, Kevin Gorman.
Kevin Gorman's in the room today. Now, Kevin, Obama wins the election. what happens? What's your opinion? How do you truly feel if Obama wins? Are you devastated? Are you leaving? You're running? You're optimistic? What's your opinion?
Well, I'm not optimistic, but yeah, at the same time, I'm not going to be packing my bags and jumping on a ship or a plane.
Yeah.
Well, probably a ship because I don't want to go through airport security. But at the same time, I don't have any money to leave the country. I mean, that's what they call it, exit tax, whatever. Yeah. You know, that's my exit tax because I don't have any money to leave the country. So I'm stuck here, and I'm just going to have to make do with what I have. And you know, I'm not optimistic at all by no means, but yeah. I mean, I think we'll probably just get 4 more years of the same thing. And what I do think what will happen is probably 2 years from now, I think most of the people in the country, business owners, entrepreneurs, will just say, forget about it. I mean, either they move, they're the ones that move that can afford to, or shelter their investments, or they're just going to say, well, forget it. I'll just open that business and just keep doing what I was doing, and then hope for the better for the next election after that.
Well, I'm very optimistic. I think Romney actually has a shot at winning. I think we're going to be really surprised because the turnout in 2008 is not going to be the turnout in 2012. At least not in Obama's favor. People are discouraged. They're disappointed. Yeah. The thrill's not there. The thrill's not running up their legs. And the thing is, if Obama wins, yes, I'm going to be disappointed. But we have to look at who's controlling the Senate, who's controlling the House.
Yeah, of course.
Hopefully, if we have a Republican majority on both ends, it won't be as bad.
Well, then it will just be like in the Clinton era. I mean, when Clinton was president
and
on
Newt
the second
Gingrich
term, Newt Gingrich was in the House, controlling the House, and the Republicans had, I believe, the Senate. And, you know, they really had to just bargain with Clinton to get their agendas pushed through.
Yeah.
And finally they compromised on a lot of things and actually did get a lot accomplished.
Now let me tell you something. Okay, so, and if Obama wins, you know, we're just going to keep pushing forward. Now, we didn't come to America just because Ireland was going bust. Okay? We came here because of an opportunity. Because America was so great at the time that my parents were struggling and they said, you know, we don't want handouts. We don't want help. We want to work on our own. We want to earn our money, and we want our kids to grow up in a place that we can just thrive. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I'm not leaving because it's going bust. I will never leave. I will always stand up and fight for what I believe in. Okay? And I became a naturalized citizen, and so did my brother, because we love America that much. And that's why I ran for office, because I will defend my land as long as I'm on it. And I will defend what I believe is right, whether you agree or not, and that's great because we live in a country where we can do that. So I will not run away, and nor did my parents run away. So we can put that to rest too. They came to something that was better because they felt what they had wasn't as good as what America was. Got anything, Will?
You know, I just love that saying, united we stand. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we are United States of America, mm-hmm. and that, you know, no matter who or what race or where you've come from, mm-hmm. this is a nation that we will succeed and be successful. Mm-hmm. And I think, you know, yes, when we find out who's going to be the next president or, you know, resumes in office, you know, granted, if it's going to be Obama, but guess what? He only has 4 more years, and we are done. Mm-hmm. Moving forward to another president. I'm hoping, you know, of course, naturally, people probably know who I'm going to vote for, but I think now is the time for a businessman to get in the office and reset our books. Mm-hmm. Business.
That's what we need.
We need to reset.
I mean, that's his job. He went into failing companies and he turned them around, and that's somebody who we.
Somebody made a quote. I think it was a video we were watching. It was a parody about it was Obama and Romney, and somebody said, "Oh well, this is America, not a business, Romney." Mm. You know, and it's so stupid mentality. No. Or the other thing that was said to me the other day, and then I'll let you get to your point. But it was funny. Somebody said, "Oh well, Obama's so much more relatable because he knew what was going on with the 2 celebrities not liking each other." And I was like, "Who fucking cares at that point?" I don't want a person that's relatable. I want a person that knows what they're doing, who knows more than I do, because apparently I'm not smart enough, and half the people around, you know, aren't smart enough because these people have degrees and they know. And I'm not saying you have to be smart to be a politician. I'm just saying they know what they're doing. And who cares if they don't know about the celebrities or what's going on with the celebrities?
I
Let
know.
them do their thing.
The celebrities, they're nothing. I mean, they're just human beings just like you and I. I mean, the only difference is a lot more people know them than they know us. There's no difference.
And I'd like to make a comment about that whole business deal, about treating this as a business. Honestly, if we need to stop treating it as a business, then guess what? I think we should do citations and maybe some other things, because that's how we strive right now. Our broken tax system. So, hey, fair tax. That's all I'm saying.
Amen.
No, I mean, I've always said that government should be run like a business. It really should. I mean, because think about it. You're there, you're collecting money from, I guess not customers, but I mean, people are giving you money in order to pay for a service.
Yep.
And then you're providing a service for them. And I mean, essentially, that's what a business is. And instead of a lot of people just sitting around, it's like, the funny thing is, like, I've always thought about, like, Christian bookstores. It's like they never stay around long. It's because all the people there working are so nice that they're like, oh, we'll just give you a buck, have it for free. Don't worry about paying us. They never stay in business. And that's how our government is going to be. They're never going to stay in business because they're just going to take other people's money and hand it out because they don't want to be mean.
Okay, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead with Will. Any final thoughts of today? What's on the show or anything on your mind that you'd like to share before we wrap it up?
Well, once again, I am so thankful that you showed today and helped us out. This is what Town2weekly is all about, is bringing local people in here and just put it out on the plate.
Right.
And I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate your thoughts.
Well, I'm glad to be here.
I'm also, once again, we are on a podcast. You can look us up through iTunes or go to our site, www.town2weekly.com. Mark, I really appreciate you hosting the show as well.
No problem.
And, you're actually facebook.com/tabnow.
Yep.
On your site. And viewers, please check it out. But once again, I just like to put it this way. I would love to challenge the government right now. I would love to say, you know what, mayors, city council members, president, former presidents, hey, help us out. Do us a favor. I just challenge y'all, and I challenge people to come to this show and speak out. I would definitely challenge, Obama. Hey, Obama. Hey, what about that? What was that? The plumber.
Yeah, Joe the plumber.
Hey, you helped out Joe the plumber. Help us out.
Yeah.
But I would love to talk with them. I would love to say, hey, look, this is my true issues. Let's skip the debate. Let's skip about all those Marios. I want to have a one-on-one conversation.
Yep.
And I think this would be a great place to put it. But I just think too, I don't want people to lose focus and lose hope. Yes, we're looking at the debates, we're concentrating on everything else, but please concentrate also what's actually going on overseas and see what the United States is doing about it and what kind of preventative action we're taking. But once again, I'm going to throw out fair tax.
All right, Kevin, we'll let you go ahead with your any statement you have about the show.
Is this my closing statement?
Yeah, this is your...
I mean, no, I definitely agree with Will. I mean, it is very important to stay informed about everything. I mean, local politics especially. I think national politics and international politics, economies over the across the globe, because it all affects us no matter what. It affects everything we buy. I mean, the electronic equipment we're using right now, probably most of it was from Asia. It's just so important that we just stay focused and stay informed, and don't let these politicians pull the wool over your eyes, because that's what they want to do. I mean, really, they hate this right now.
Yep.
They like having people that are watching Honey Boo Boo or whatever the hell the show is called, watching the American Idol. They don't want people informed like us, and not to say that we're informed. I mean, but we're thinking.
We're trying.
Yeah, we're trying. We're striving at it. We're thinking outside the box. We're formulating opinions, and we're just trying to make a difference. If not, we're not trying to change the world tomorrow, but yet We're just kind of helping each other out, and we're kind of hashing out ideas and thinking about things and expressing our opinions, and that's what politicians fear. And as long as a politician, is afraid of something, I'm going to keep doing it.
Well, we appreciate you again, Kevin, for coming out. Hopefully we can get you on some more shows.
Okay.
Will, thanks for hosting us and having us here today. My final thought is, like everybody else is saying, get out and vote. Don't just know the president you're voting for. Know your city councilman. Know your state representative, your state senator, your U.S. congressman, your U.S. representative. Know those people. And you can actually get to know them. Not like your president. You can actually go to their town hall meetings, shake their hands, talk to them, call them. They're a lot easier to get in touch with than what you think.
Yeah.
And that's my thing. And make sure you vote November 6th. And don't have your protest vote by not voting. That's a waste of your vote, and that's a waste of your voice. Get your voice heard. If you don't want to vote for every candidate on the ballot, you don't have to. You can leave candidates blank if you don't believe in either one of them. And, again, Town2weekly.com. We appreciate you. Make sure you check us out. Subscribe to our to our blog TV. And Tab Now, it's on Facebook.com/Tab Now. Our phone number is 678-395-8609. Call in next week when we get another show going. So, thanks everybody.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you for joining us today, and hopefully to see you next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And please don't forget to subscribe below.
It's the Allen Jack.